Welcome to the Best in You podcast hosted by Aslam Khatri, entrepreneur and author of A Matter of Destiny, Passion, or Wish. Join Aslam as he teaches you about self-empowerment through the experiences in his life's journey. Tune in if you're ready to empower yourself and change your life. Let's get into it.
Have you ever wondered why we're stuck sometimes in the same place, even though we know that we have the capabilities of doing much more? Isn't that a paradox? Isn't that something that sometimes we have to wonder? That why am I at the same place always? Hi, my name is Aslam Khatri. Welcome to my show. Welcome to The Best in You. I always believe that we all have something of the best quality within ourselves. So in this show, what we want to do is we want to try to bring that up within you. Try to see if we can work on your hopes, your dreams, your plans, and whatever that you're thinking of. So let's get started. You see, to answer this very question of how to unstuck ourselves or how we are, I want to start with a story. The story of an elephant. Yes, an elephant. It's a simple story, but it has a very meaningful and a very, very powerful message that it takes to us. Imagine a baby elephant that has been brought into the village. And for its own safety, it has been chained to a sturdy pole so that it does not run away. But regardless of that, of course, the elephant tries to do anything to get away from that pole. It tugs, it pushes, it pulls, it does everything it can to get away from that pole, but it has no effect. It continues to do that for 2-3 days. Finally, it gives up because it knows that it cannot get away from that pole. It gives up and it stays there. Now, fast forward, the same elephant has now grown into an adult 14,000-pound mammoth, which can basically do anything it wants to do. It can tear apart that pole. It can tear apart that pole. It can tear apart any trees out of it. It can uproot the trees. So now, but it still stays at the same place. It has put into where it was as a baby. Why? Because it feels that it tried and it didn't work. So it cannot move. And because of that, it basically just stays still with the same pole that it has the capacity, that it has the capability of yanking it out, and then it can go out free. Fast forward, this story, now take it out of jungle, we bring it back to us, the human beings. Us too, sometimes we walk around with the chains, these invisible chains that we put on our head, that we put on our brains, that we put in our mind, that this is going nowhere, that we cannot do anything, that no, I am not capable, that no, nothing will work for me. So what happens is once we do that, we stay stuck in the same situation. We continue to just not want to do anything because we have already decided in our own mind that we have failed, that it will not work, that I have tried, that it's not going to work, that I have failed. And that is the mentality of the chains, the same way a baby elephant grows up to become a large, huge animal which cannot move itself. These are the chains that we put on our mind, that we put on our own selves. So what is that breeds that? There's really 3 things that come to mind. The first thing is it's our past trauma, something that has happened. Either we have failed in a business, or it just continues from what people have told us, the stories that we have heard, that you're not good, that you're not able to do that, that you think are true, but they're not true. The second thing is, again, your own personal failure. You may have tried something and you have failed. If you have failed, in my opinion, you have only learned more. But unfortunately, what happens is we keep on saying to ourselves, I have failed, I have failed, I have failed, therefore I cannot move any forward. And the third one, that's my favorite, that's the fear. The fear of unknown. You see, fear comes from ignorance, not knowing what is going to be. So we stay very comfortable in our cozy blanket of do nothing, whereby we know that if we don't do anything, nothing wrong will happen, and we just stay in our fear. So those are the three things which we have that hold us back. Those are the chains that we put on our own mind. And because of that, we become that baby elephant. We know that we can't move. Because of that, we feel that that is not going to go any forward. And that is what needs to be changed. So how do we change that? What do we do? What is it that it takes for us to get out of that cannot do into can do attitude? Well, here's again in my mind few of the tricks that you can use, few of the things that you can use that will help you go forward. Number one is the awareness. In my mind, what I always have thought is that awareness is everything. Once you become aware that it's not you, that it's your mindset, that it is your mind that is telling you that you cannot do it, is because of the things that we talked about, because of a past trauma, because of a failure, because of the fear. Once you find out within yourself that that is what it is, then that helps right then and there. You see, what happens is anytime you catch yourself saying that I am not capable, this is when you become your aha moment. Say, hold on a second, I am more capable than you think I am. And so awareness is the very, very important thing. Once we are aware that it is not that I am not capable, it's I think I'm not capable. Once we start doing that, once we unlearn the uselessness, we start to think, and we can start taking steps. The second one, speaking about the steps, is taking those small steps. You know, you're not gonna change everything overnight, but if you took small steps, and if you, as you're aware of it, and if you took small steps, you will continue to do better. And that's what's needed to be done. That's what you need so that you can go forward. That's what you need so that you can do things in a better way. That you can take those chains off your own mind. You see, you can do that. Okay? And the number three is to be aware of those two. And as long as you're aware of the first thing, that the awareness, and the second thing is that you are taking the steps. So whatever it is, it could be you're stuck in a job. The very simple thing that you can do is start by writing a new CV. Once you've written a new CV, that helps you. If you're looking to the business, start preparing that business plan that you've been waiting to do that. Because you think that you failed previously, that it's going to be difficult this time. But not necessarily. Once you start making that business plan, you start thinking about your failures, you can fix them. You can say, okay, what were the circumstances that made you feel certain thing? So you see, a lot of chains, we put on ourselves a lot of restraints. We restrict ourselves, not because we're not capable, we restrict ourselves because we mentally accept the failure. We mentally accept in our own self that no, I cannot go any further. But you know that you've grown, that you know that you've gotten much better, that you know that now you're looking, even though you failed at your business in the past, now you're looking at it. You're looking to see how you can better yourself, but you're always afraid, so you pull back. Do not be afraid. So what are the chains that you are going to unchain yourself from? What are the restraints that you're going to take it away from your own mind? Nothing to do with your capabilities. It's all in your own mind. Once you can do that, you can do anything. So this is something that I want you to think about. What is your next step? This is Aslam Khatri. Till next time, talk later.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. We certainly hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to rate the podcast and subscribe. We'll see you in the next episode.